Hello, this is your reporter, Ted Gambardella, with the truth about the Koran burning. Please let me say up front that I do not want the Koran burned, and no other Christian does. But apparently the press does and is insisting that it happen. What? The press does? Let me explain. And I'll make it very simple. There are only about 50 people in this insane preacher's church in Florida. And if the press was not making this front page news, only 50 insane people would know about it. But the press wants everyone in the world to know about it and how terrible and Islamophobic American Christians are. The press is going to send thousands, hundreds of reporters to cover an event they say is deplorable, hate-filled, horrible, terrible, a disgrace, will cost the lives of thousands of innocent people around the world and help destroy the image of America and Christians in America. Just to prove how much they hate it, they're going to make sure that 6 billion people get the news feed. And they want to make sure that every talk show, liberal and conservative, and every newscast talks about it all day and all night and drives even more views. They will assure that in no possible way only 50 people will see this tragedy, and make sure that Christians and American right-wingers, Tea Party members, Republicans, anti-mosque people, and U.S. soldiers are blamed for the burning. You know, the press looked long and hard to find a nut and guaranteed him over $1 billion in press coverage. They wanted to make sure that everyone gets the chance to see just how bad America is and how bad American Christians are. They want this to happen. They demand it will happen. If they didn't want to help this fool, they simply wouldn't cover the event. Just like they don't cover any positive Christian rallies for any good Christian cause or any good Christian church or anything good about the Christians on television. If they could only find a priest having sex with a child while they were burning the Korans, they would feel they had died and gone to press heaven. Now this has nothing to do with some nut burning the Koran. We are certain that at any given minute, somewhere in the world, hundreds of Korans are being burned, and tens of thousands of Bibles are being burned. We know for certain that right now there are over 20 million people being held as slaves, 1 million people being attacked and possibly murdered, over 1 million people starving to death, hundreds of thousands of people being infected with AIDS and malaria, if not 1 million every day, and tens of thousands of gang members killing innocent people in every country. But none of this is news. None of this will cause the world to hate Americans and American Christians. Only when one nut job gets 50 members of his church and they get enabled by the press to broadcast their atrocity to billions of people instead of 50, is it worth covering on the nightly news. Make no mistake about it. This entire event is caused and enabled by the press. If they really believed it was so bad, don't send one reporter. Don't cover it at all. Don't send out one video clip. Refuse to give this fool any coverage. No, wait, they can't do that. That would be the Christian thing to do. This is Ted Gambardella. I'll see you next time.